Hello, and welcome to Mr. L's Bell, where we get to dive in with Mr. L. So today I wanted to make sure to explain to you guys actually why I started this company and why we have a segment called Mr. L's Bell. So Mr. L's tutoring and enrichment began when I was in COVID and when we got that online schooling for everybody. And right around that time, I became a special education teacher. And so when I became a special education teacher, everything was online. We were learning Google Classroom. I was transitioning into that role, and I was invited to work with three students in a pod in just somebody's basement while they were doing online school. I was really lucky to be able to have adults and other parents that trusted my knowledge and trusted my process because they've seen me work with their students specifically in an online aspect. So I was really excited. And when I got to actually doing this, it was amazing to be able to control what's going on and really view the rest of the world through a child's eyes. The best part was that they were fifth graders, and fifth graders is the best age group for me, I believe, because that's when you stop learning the basics of how to read, how to do the math, and this is where you start looking at other things and applying it. The thing that really stood out to me was that they're going to the this school system where I had been through as well, and so I knew and I was excited about the things that they were going to talk about, and I know that it's leaning more into like Greek gods and other myths and understanding why we're talking about that. And it's really just building up children's value systems and really instilling here's what we are revering and remembering from the myths, and this is what we learn from them. And it's really just kind of asserting your point of view. That's what I felt like fifth grade was. So I was very happy to actually get a chance to lean into math, explain behavior to students, the science of behavior, which was absolutely amazing. And they were very excited to hear about it. And also, the best part is when you have freedom, you can let the students choose what they want to talk about as well. And I realized that that was the most important part of teaching was listening to them and helping them formulate what they're trying to get across. Because I wanted to reserve a day for the students to be able to share and communicate from their point of view, their expertise. Because everyone has an expertise or interest or hobbies. I want to make sure that they are equipped and comfortable speaking about those things. And one great portion that I really liked was combining my ABA knowledge with my teacher knowledge and making sure that everything was either measurable or actually you can point to a connection that an adult is eventually going to do it. So I always worked backwards. I said, what do I do as an adult? And let's work backwards and teach you this is why I do it, this is how I do it, and this is why this is really helpful to pay attention in class. And one part that really helped me and made me feel very valuable was the fact that I did some financial literacy previously at a private school, and the parents and the kids really loved it. So giving me that kind of support as a chance to actually try it out and see what kids would respond to. So I was also able to start a little bit of a stock talks, is what I called it, stock talks, where I'm just explaining to them, here's what a stock market is, here's what a business is, here's what a here's what we talk about when we mean volume. Like these specific words in the lexicon of people that are in finance are so important and they come about again and again. So I wanted to make sure that kids had exposure to that as well as specifically looking at the myths and just practicing the math and understanding that math is just communication with quantities. That's the nicest part, communication with quantities. So when I was doing that pod, I was approached by one of the parents, and she explained to me that this is a business that you have here. And I was taken aback because it was just a passion project. It was really a passion project. I loved it. It was so much fun. I really appreciated the fact that the kids felt comfortable and they could tell me what they're struggling with. And I was really happy to be able to say, hey, I was in your shoes before. I've been in these shoes before. So that's a big plus, big plus. I think when I found out that this was a business, I was really excited because I was working towards making this an ABA business. And what I realized is I made it a tutoring business first, and the ABA portion would be added on as enrichment. What I tried to stay focused on was making sure that this was still something I had a passion for. So as I developed Mr. L's tutoring in enrichment, I was able to include and make some spin-offs called spin volleyball or spin tennis, where I'm really trying to get some people outside, not only students from, only young students, but also adults. And that's one thing I wanted to actually put out there is that on Thursdays in Roslindale, I have an adult volleyball pickup game that I really want to provide some people with some practice and also provide them opportunities to scrimmage. There's a very wide range of novice and amateur players that are not willing to spend 3 hours at a club or willing to spend money on a club team to travel and go to tournaments. So I wanted to make sure that there was some guidance on here's how we get better and here's an opportunity for you to practice. So there's a big portion as to why I did that portion too, but that's for another video. And this is why I wanted to start this company was because it was direct to the person that I'm trying to teach. As a teacher, you understand that there's a lot in between you and the student, which actually I didn't understand that when I was working at schools. I really actually still don't because of how many hoops you have to jump through to explain a certain concept. Even if it's not a hoop that a admin has put in front of you, it's just why am I having this hard time explaining this simple concept? It may be not simple. Let me take that back. This concept with so much overreach. What I mean is you're grading how I'm presenting this, you're not actually grading the content. So can you make this kid reach this score in time? There are so many other things that I didn't want to focus on. And I want to focus on, do you know what this is? Do you understand how it works outside of the classroom? Do you understand that this knowledge can help you in other realms of your life? And that was really why I wanted to start a company that kind of fought against the status quo, where I don't quite understand. No, I understand. I just don't like that we keep everything within the school building, within the school system, when we're really just teaching them about the whole world, like as a whole. So including current events was a big thing I really, really like to do. That was something I had the freedom to do. Just had kids watch CNN 10. Let's talk about the new things that we just learned about. Did you know about these before? Were these part of your vocabulary? That's a big one because everything is growing very quickly. Kids' vocabulary especially, and just hoping that the kids are getting the vocab that will help them set their place in the world would be great. And if it happens to be slang, I'm listening too. I would love to. I would love to learn. And that's one thing I try to express to the kids. Like, you have things to teach me as well. Teaching and learning is all about communication. And once you're able to do that effectively, then you're going to be a really good teacher, or you're going to be a very good facilitator. Anything you choose to do, communication is going to be a large chunk of that. So, in all honesty, starting this company was about trying to get straight to the person who's trying to learn whatever it is they're trying to learn, and hopefully understanding that they have the motivation already. If they don't have the motivation, it makes it very, very hard. But if it's there, it makes it a blessing, honestly. So I want to make sure to give shout outs to all of the people that really supported me when I started my business, all the staff that's worked with me during volleyball and tennis events, and my current staff. Thank you so much. I appreciate a lot all the things that you guys are doing, and I appreciate you all for listening to the video this long. I know it's a little bit longer than I expected, but I wanted to make sure I told you guys why I made this company, and that's really it, to get straight to the student, whether the student be a child or an adult. And that's something I'll talk about in the next video. So hopefully I'll see you there, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more. Appreciate you guys, and hope to see you next.